For years, rumors about the spirit or spirits of Malaspina Theatre have been passed down like a tattered copy of Hamlet. For the most part, the presence of the two ghosts who are believed to be Neil Rutherford and Mike Tarr have been a well-kept department secret. Neil was one of the co-founders of the program in 1977. He studied design in the UK, received his BA from Simon Fraser University, worked at various theatre companies in Vancouver, and later became a producer. It's been said that his passion for the program and for production was persistent. I'm Charlie Lincoln. I used to be a student in the program. I graduated about 3 years ago. Um, I'm still taking a few exploratory classes, and I've since become president of a.
Because our friend must have visited us.
I am Charlie Lincoln. I used to be a student here at VA. Well, I guess I'm still a student here, just not in the theater program. I've since graduated, but now I'm just taking exploratories, getting a few minors just in case I do want to come back at some point and explore those fields uh, just a little bit more. Um, I became Seder president this year, so I'm just uh, taking control of the little club that we run here at the theater.
Did you just see that light go off?
Yeah, yeah, I did notice that.
Isn't that bizarre? All right, we'll just keep going.
All right.
All right. So you were saying about the Cedar Club?
Yeah, it's a club that's been around for 30 plus years or 30 something years. Um, there's a lot of history behind it. We do a lot of shows. We try to get a lot of people involved. All the first years, it's like a nice step for them to like get into the industry outside of like your average college class experience. Um, Overall, it's a fun time. Being president, it can be challenging at times, but I got a lot of friends to help me out.
Today, all right. And any.
Well, thank you for having me. It's
And I love how he's so calm, cool, and collected. What do you think of that? Do you think
um,
that's the goat?
I don't know.
None of us are touching it. It's fully charged.
I mean, someone can always just be like, "Oh, it's just a random occurrence. It happens all the time." But we're talking about them. We're acknowledging them. We know they're here. They're just making their presence known. That's what I think. I've had quite a few experiences with paranormal, not necessarily ghosts, but for uh, for one instance, while I was here, late night party. It was a few years ago. Um, Everyone decided to sleep in the green room, which is a little room backstage. Everyone seems to hang out there. But I kind of needed my space, so I came out here to the stage, and I saw someone on the catwalk. So I was like, oh, cool. I can go annoy them for the night. And that's what I did. That's what I tried to do. So on my walk up to the catwalk, it's not that long of a walk, right? So I just assumed if they were to leave, I would see them. But when I got up there was nobody. So what I saw was my first shadow figure. And over the years, it's been more and more frequent, depending on how late I stay here. And I'm not the only one that has seen these shadow figures, whether they're on the catwalk, or in the audience, or somewhere backstage. They're always just looming, wandering around. They're harmless, but it's creepy. When I get scared, I tend to freeze. Um, so that's probably what I would do. If I felt any kind of presence, I would just freeze and hope it goes away.
Do you believe in paranormal?
Um, at one point, I was a firm believer, like anti-believer. Like I did not believe in ghosts. I was like, those are like fairy tales. But then, as the years moved forward, kind of, I kind of got more experiences with it. So just from experience alone, I can say yes, I do believe in the paranormal, and I have seen many things to prove it, at least to myself, right?
Like what? Tell us what else you've seen.
Um, well, over the years, it's just like small occurrences that I would just see things that wouldn't that would otherwise be like otherworldly, like even outside the theater in my old house back home in Terrace. It was just a very evil presence that just kind of disrupted my family at the time. We actually had to like get a priest to come in and bless the house. It was a it was actually quite terrifying, and I haven't been back to the town since. Actually, the town that I come from itself, it just has a really dark energy around it. And the second I left, I changed, like for the better. So now I'm just looking back at where I come from, and I just think to myself, if I stayed there, I don't, I don't know what would have happened, but I'm scared thinking about it. The shadow figures, from my experience, they're silhouettes of what I would presume to be people. They hang around, they wander. They're usually just in like one place at a time. For example, the two times that I have seen them, they're in the audience and they're just sitting there, or they're on the catwalk and they're just kind of wandering around, going either like back and forth or just sitting sitting there. Yeah, that's what the shadow figures are.
Does anyone else ever see these figures, or have you talked to other people about it?
I have actually talked to a few people. While I was in the green room, I brought it up, and it kind of just went silent for a moment. So that's when I realized that I wasn't the only one that has seen these shadow figures. Now, some people will say that it's Mike and Neil, but there's a few too many to just be the two of them. Um, but I'm not the only one.
My name's Cal Nagel. Um, I'm a first year theater student here. Um, yeah, so I've only been here for a few months now. I'm just like, but I spent a lot of time in the theater in those few months.
I was going to say, have you spent a lot of time here? Have you had some overnight? nights here.
I have, yeah. Yeah, after long shows, specifically Rocky, we're here, had some late nights, and then just slept here. Not like I've seen anything, but there's sometimes, like specifically like late at night, the few times I've slept here, and both times woken up at like 6 in the morning to like it being so cold and not being able to go back to sleep because there's just this like intense cold. And yeah, like we've blamed it on the air conditioning, but also why do you turn on the air conditioning in the winter at 6 in the morning? I don't know.
Have you heard of the story of the so-called ghost in the theater?
I have. It got mentioned like one of our first classes. Neil and Mike, I think it is. And if you're here, like doing anything, you're the last person to leave, you have to say goodnight to them because otherwise, you know, they might get angry, they get sad if you don't say goodnight to them.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I know like up in the like gantry area that and like sort of higher up in the theater, I think it's also been felt like in the booth. Yeah.
So you haven't felt or seen anything yourself?
Just like I haven't seen anything, but sometimes just like a cold and like a just strange things here and there. Like things go missing. I don't know. It could just be we lose stuff, you know. It happens. But also maybe not. I don't know.
So, do you believe in spirits or ghosts?
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Not like, you know, a bed sheet white ghost, but like kind of more energy wise, just like changes in energy in places that I definitely believe in and have felt before. Yeah, I had one, I think, specific. There's this like parking garage in Victoria, and you stand on the top of it, and there's just this like intensely cold, sad, heavy energy. Like air pressing tighter against skin, almost, if that, and like more of like you can like feeling my heart more than normal, if that. Yeah.
And how are you feeling right now, thinking that there may be a presence with us in the theater?
The more we talk about it, the more I'm like, just like weird shivers and everything. I came in here today like, you know, I've heard there's a ghost, and the more we talk about it, and I think there's something there. It's like it wants to be in on this conversation we're having. Yeah.
Were you here early when the lights suddenly went out?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think that was?
I don't know. It's weird. I think there's definitely something here. It just kept going out. Yeah. Who knows? I think it's we can like come up with fairly logical solutions for most things, but also if you think about it too much, it's like, wait, but that doesn't actually make that much sense. So it could very much be something.
I'm Paula de Montenay, and I'm a psychic medium or a spirit communicator. And I work with spirit. I talk to spirit. Bring messages in from spirit. And sometimes if there's a house that needs clearing, I'll go and I'll clear out the energies that are there for the people that are living there currently.
So what do you feel around here?
In the theater, I've definitely felt a presence. Earlier when there was somebody else here being interviewed about the presence, about the ghost, which I think they named Neil, the lights went off. One went off and then the other one went off, and I don't know if that was related or not, but when I walked close to the light, I could feel really cold energy, and usually a cold energy is actually spirit, because as they come in, the temperature drops. It's really difficult for spirit to come in. So as they're lowering their energy and I'm raising mine, we meet somewhere in the middle, but it's usually really cold when they're there. So that's one way I can feel them. Another way is I get tingly on top of my head or on my face, and then I know that they're there. And then if I'm open to it, then we'll start communicating. No. Some people say that a ghost is more paranormal event. It is leftover residual energy that is left in a certain space. So that could be what is being felt here at the theater, is the residual energy of the being that everyone believes it is. But it also could be actual spirit. It could be that his energy, like he's still here, caught between two worlds. So it really depends on, in this space, I'm feeling, because of the way that it felt and nobody was speaking to me, I felt like it was residual energy. So definitely that could be enough to turn a light on or off. That could be enough to have cold pockets as people walk through, or to experience things like a shadow. That could still happen with residual energy. Places where that person was when they were here. That places that they've inhabited. It's almost like you think of it in terms of 3D, 4D, and 5D realms. It's almost like going into another realm. So in essence, they could still be here in another realm. Like they could be here in 4D, 5D, 6D, and they could be sensing our presence in their realm, right? Yeah, you can really go down the rabbit hole. But here, definitely. When I was in the sound booth, I felt a really strong energy going up the stairs that was right in that pocket. And I could feel it in the corner of the stage, but I didn't feel it anywhere else. I did not feel it in the green room or the costume room or coming into the theater. Yeah, definitely. I can usually tell gender, what they were when they were here on this physical plane. I can usually tell an age range. Sometimes they'll show me the way that they passed. So, for example, I get a lot of, when I'm doing demonstrations or I'm working with clients, spirits that will come in that had a heart attack. So I'll feel that. I'll feel like the pangs of the heart and then the falling forward. Or sometimes it's suicide. Like I felt people's, feeling like my head was blown off, or feeling like I had taken too many pills and I had an overdose and stuff like that. Like I'll feel it. I'll feel what they went through in their last moments on the planet or on Earth. So I could sit in the power and I could ask Spirit if there's anyone here.
Do you want to do that?
We could do that. Sure.
Let's try.
Let's do it. So let me just connect here. Okay. I've got definitely male presence. For me, male energy comes in on my left side, female energy comes in on my right. And when I'm feeling the male energy, if I'm working with somebody one-on-one, I can feel where in their family tree it is. But here I'm just feeling part of the theater. Somebody that was here a lot. Somebody spent a lot of time here. Oh, okay. When they get colder and colder, like I feel them coming really, really close, everything gets cold. Like my knees are cold, my hands are cold. I feel a bit of a shiver, and that's them getting closer. So there's definitely a presence still here. All right. Just had to be called in. Was up there. It's telling me that's where he, it's a male, resides, is up in the catwalk area, is where they are mainly. Not often that they come down to the stage unless they feel a calling to come down to the stage, right? Having fun. So they're having fun with us earlier when we were playing and saying make the lights turn on and off. He's saying he loves playing with people. He's very much a character, and he was very much a comedian, and he liked to interact with people. He was very social. And he's saying, yes, my name is Neil. I am the one that everyone's talking about. But he's not always here. Sometimes he's other places as well, right? But he wants to thank us. He wants to thank us for coming here and for doing this, because he says, because they are real. They do still exist, right? And the residual energy pockets that we all felt when we were walking around and feeling the cold, he says, yeah, those were all left behind. Those are like almost like voids or vortexes where the energy is just a little bit different. But it's nothing to be scared of. They said they would never hurt anybody, right? They're saying that's the movie's fault. Saying it's always the movie's fault that thinking that spirits are dangerous and scary and all that. He says it's not true. They don't have that kind of energy or that kind of power to be able to utilize the physical 3D realm in that way. So, and that would never be their intention. And that actually reminds me, he's saying the only time that he might try to do something physical if he's trying to get somebody out of harm's way. And that reminds me of a story I was told about a medium in England, and how she went to this house because they said there were poltergeists, and the poltergeists were throwing things out of the cupboards in the kitchen, and everyone was really scared, of course. But she went in and she talked to the spirit, and it was a young boy that had passed of a drug overdose, and the boy that was living there at the same time also had drugs hidden up in the cupboard, and he was trying to make the family aware. So he says that's when they might come forward, is actually to show something, to showcase something, to help people. Yeah. Yeah, so they get a bad rap. They really get a bad rap, right? They're not bad. Yeah. And he's saying thank you for coming and playing today, because he had fun.
We had fun too.
Yeah. And he always loves the applause. He's a bit of a ham. He's like going like this. So yeah, okay, go away, ham. All right, cool.
Is there anything else you want to say? Or
No, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. He's leaving, and he's just going back up to his space there. And he just says nothing to be afraid of. Just let everybody know nothing to be afraid of. Yeah.
oh, thanks, Neil.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Neil. And I'm going to let him go. I'm going to release him. The energy can subside. There you go. Okay? All right, cool.
One superstition is that most theater ghosts are former actors themselves. The ghost light gives them enough light to perform on the stage. As it turns out, the theater department doesn't leave a light on for Rutherford.